Hello and welcome back. I'm glad to see we're getting a lot of views on the Microsoft Flight Simulator 10. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I have gone through a lot of my control settings. Again, I hadn't used it in some time. I also needed an update there. So yeah, ill prepared. Hopefully we're better prepared. I've actually reinstalled the game, hoping that that was going to solve some of the errors I was getting upon a little bit of research. They weren't there before, but somehow they developed. But anyways, we've reinstalled the game. I've gone through my control settings again, and we're hoping for a super smooth flight this time. We're going to redo the Vancouver International runway 26 left approach, and I'm going to explain a lot less and allow you to listen to the radios a little bit more, and just, again, pay attention to my mouse. And that is what I'm controlling with predominantly a couple of number pads there for the ATC, but generally watching the mouse for the activity on the autopilot and what's going on, and of course listening for my call sign ending in Juliet 70 as there's other traffic out there. So without any further ado or delay, let's get back in here. I'm going to turn on the panel lights, so we'll bring up the primary flight display. And again, we're going to start exactly where we were, 90 nautical miles out over Hope, British Columbia. And we'll get the panel lights on, the primary flight display up. And I'll comment here and there, but I'm not going to speak as much as I did in the last episode, and just try and let you follow along as best you can. All right, so here we go. Quick pan of the cockpit, let you see what it looks like here, as I'm expecting some kind of directive from ATC here very shortly. And I'll bring up my on-screen display as well. Niner 1000 for Juliet 70.
Descend and maintain 9,000. Bombardier Juliet 70.
Looking here for my altitude as I adjust from the knob on the autopilot. And a little bit through it there, not a big deal. We're just setting. There we go. 1,500 feet down per minute. Still following our original flight plan course on the VOR airway. We've yet to be basically changed from following that to following vectors to the approach. Vancouver in the distance there, the airport's over here somewhere. Oops. I live somewhere around here, right on the edge of the river there. Watch that first step. We're currently traveling at about close to 280 knots. A little bit of a tailwind, somewhere in around 375 miles an hour in a straight line over the ground.
70. Contact Vancouver Center on 125.95.
125.905 for Juliet 70, thank you.
Going to 125.905, Bombardier Juliet 70.
I like doing my own calls, so I'll tune with the number one. Again, this is happening over here. Contact Vancouver Center.
Bombardier November Charlie Romeo Juliet 70 is at 16,600 for 9,000. Bombardier November Charlie Romeo Juliet 70 Vancouver Center, roger. Altimeter 2992.
set here. You can see it in the display. We're at 16,000, dropping for 9,000. There's our set in the autopilot. We're doing about 270 knots. Let's get it slowing down here in anticipation that they're going to really start trying to drop our altitude on us here. I'm going to take one stage of flap.
70, you're 52 miles east, turn right, heading 280, expect vectors, ILS, runway 26 right, approach.
And I'm going to want 26 left, so I'm going to tell him to stand by.
Please stand by, Bombardier, Juliet 70.
And over here on the left,
Juliet 70,
he's acknowledging the standby so I can hold my present course. I'm going to want runway 26 left, okay? And I'm also going to want an approach for that changing it from the 26 right approach, which is number 4. Select another approach.
Stand by, Bombardier,
And it asks you to stand by again, it shouldn't. And I'm going to want ILS runway 26 left for the approach. He's talking to someone else right now. I'm going to want vectors to final approach course, and I'm going to request the approach and the runway, both new from the controller. That's 26 left, approach and landing.
Left, approach vectors to final, landing runway 26 left. Bombardier, Juliet 70, you are 47 miles east.
Over here on the right,
75, expect vectors,
switching,
ILS,
using the compass right here, you can see I'm looking for 275, there's 270, 275 also double confirmed here, and now I'm switching from the navigation to just a direct compass heading, so this bug is going to kind of move over here now. We're just following a compass heading now, and an altitude as assigned. That's under vectors. I'm now going to use this course indicator, which was used to follow a course that we had set through our flight plan to get from A to B. We're going to switch that now to a different radio, which is, let me turn this off, this secondary set of radios, which is now the ILS frequency.
Did you hear my last transmission?
No, I didn't. But we'll just acknowledge.
Turn right, heading 275. Expect vectors, ILS, runway 26, left, approach. Bombardier, Juliet 70.
Okay, so we're on the heading and the altitude we wanted.
70. Contact Victoria, approach at 132.7.
So we're going to 12. What do you say here? Whatever. 132.7. I missed that. I'd ask him to repeat. Tell him I'm teaching. Platoon. Contact.
Victoria, approach. Bombardier, November. Charlie,
no, I
Romeo,
wouldn't.
Juliet,
I'd be more on top of it. I'm rusty. It's been a few years.
For 900,000. Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70. Victoria, approach.
Just giving us the barometric pressure, which lines up with what we have, so we're all good.
Juliet 70.
Now he's switching us over to someone else again as we're moving through their different airspaces. And over to 128.6, Bombardier Juliet 70.
128.6, Bombardier Juliet 70.
Let's drop some more speed off here. And I'm going to take another 10-degree flap. Just helps us slow down.
Vancouver, approach. Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70. Is out of 10,200 for 900,000. Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70. Vancouver, approach. Roger.
Again, barometric pressure.
992.
So basically, we're under vectors now. I don't need the flight display. Flight director, if you like.
Bombardier, Juliet 70. Descend and maintain 6,800.
6,800 for Juliet 70.
Descend and maintain 6,800.
So lower the altitude button.
Bombardier, Juliet
Watching the pink on the right side of the primary flight display at the top there in the top right corner, and I'm headed for 6,800 as our setting. Once it's there, we're good. Let's get that nose down a little bit. Just, I don't know why it does that, but it likes to, every time here in this portion of the flight, it likes to hang up there. Not quite that aggressive, but it likes to hang up around 200-300 foot per minute descent, and they're never happy with that one. And we're going through 8,200. This will be an even 8,000. We're headed for 6,800.
Bombardier Juliet 70, turn left heading 245.
245 for Juliet 70.
Turn left heading 245. Bombardier Juliet 70.
And there you can see the heading on the compass there. If I move it slightly, you'll see a pink display just to the left side of that compass. There's 246, and I'm bringing it back 245. They know this mountain is here, and they know I'm here, and they set the altitude accordingly. They can see it on radar, plus there's altitude encoding sent in the transponder to them as well. They know exactly where I'm at. If you didn't catch the last episode, this is not just kind of, oh, we'll throw some mountains in here. This is an exact topographical representation of the terrain down to every little hill and mound for 1,000 miles. They did the whole world. It's quite impressive, actually, the database for this program. You can go right around the world. It's the hugest sandbox you'll ever play in. You want to fly from here to Phoenix, you can plot the plan, and the ground will look exactly like it does all the way there. They plotted every inch of the surface of the Earth in this program, in other words, to be an exact topographical representation. And, you know, for forested, unforested, you know, desert, rock, sand, it's pretty impressive. Okay, let's get the speed coming back a little bit more. We're going to descend fairly quickly, and then we're going to swoop in to pick up the ILS.
Turn left heading 205.
Left to 205, Juliet 70.
Turn left heading 205. Bombardier Juliet 70. Bombardier Juliet 70. Descend and maintain 5,700.
5,700, Juliet 70.
Descend and maintain 5,700. Bombardier Juliet 70. Bombardier Juliet 70. Turn left heading 175.
175, Juliet 70.
Turn left heading 175. Bombardier Juliet 70.
Grab the altitude instead of the... That's okay, we weren't there yet. Bit of a mistake there, though. I was grabbing for something else. It's 168 in pink. It's 169 in pink, just to the left of the bug there on 70. And let's slow it down here a little bit more. That's a comfortable approach speed there. I'm going to grab another set of flaps. For stability, we're slowing down. We need more lift off our wings. Plus, it's creating some drag to help keep the speed down, keep us stable. Of course, as the closer I get to the ground, the more that comes into render range. That's why we're in under 100 frames per second now, but I've got everything cranked to the walls for reality and anti-aliasing and multi-sample anti-aliasing, not only in the program but in my NVIDIA settings as well. So it's right to the wall.
Bombardier Juliet 70. Descend and maintain 4,900.
4,900 for Juliet 70.
Descend and maintain 4,900. Bombardier Juliet 70.
I'm determined. It's so hard because they're not going to tell me where the winds are coming from. I don't know if I'm going to get blown through the ILS or not. And you come in so tight, and of course you're moving fast, that it's very difficult to pick it up. And then of course it wants to lose it at the last second.
Descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000.
Maintain 3,000. Bombardier Juliet 70.
that nose down a little bit again. I don't want to be trying to bleed off speed as I hit the ILS. It was set for a 1,500 foot per minute drop, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. The autopilot only wants to let it go at a couple hundred feet per minute, and it's if you know what I'm missing here, let me know. I think it's just a bug in this particular approach, to be honest, at this particular aircraft.
Bombardier Juliet 70, you are 2-3 miles east, turn right heading 235, descend and maintain 3000, cleared ILS, runway 26, left approach, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Contact Vancouver Tower on 119.55.
Roger, Juliet 70, right turning heading 235, descend and maintain 3000. Cleared the ILS runway 26 left approach, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Contact tower on 119.55. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bombardier Juliet 70, did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, they're a little quick on asking me whether I heard it. Such a long one to repeat.
235, descend and maintain. Vancouver Tower, Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70 is 22 miles east, inbound ILS.
I'm determined to have a very smooth approach here.
November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70, Vancouver Tower, fly straight in, runway 26 left, altimeter 29902.
Straight in, 26 left, 29902. Thank you.
Make straight in, runway 26 left, Bombardier, Juliet 70.
Okay, so we're waiting for the ILS to start coming in. We should pick that up and then slowly start coming into the glide path, which is kind of shooting over our heads, but eventually we fly into it and then we just dip the nose down and follow the line to the ground, which will lead us to the button of the runway. This will put us on runway center. This will put us right at the beginning of the runway at an angle that's a nice controlled, steady angle descent to the button of the runway. Come on, baby. Give me no troubles this time. You know, in the first, I think if you watched the last episode, I said I had like 10 attempts to do it because something would go wrong, either with the cord or something in the computer, and it would botch on me at the last second. You know, with like 25 minutes of getting there, and the last 10 seconds, the aircraft would go wacko as I'm trying to put it on the ground. You know, in actual fact, I had probably 6 of the 10 just beautiful landings, just greasing her on, just as smooth as glass. And the one recording that I could put up, here comes the one recording that I could put up, the landing was very iffy at best, you know, just because of complications, if you like. I'm second guessing this a little bit, and I'm going to guess that 10 degrees again. Okay, we'll let it go just a little bit because we're not just going to sail right through it. Let's see what it does here. Is it still pushing me over to it? I kind of think it is. Yeah, so we're going to take a little bit more to slow it down. I want to end up right in the middle of it. I'm going to guess about like there somewhere. Right-hand crosswind slightly. All right. I think that's pretty much a victory right there to get right on that localizer without sailing through it. And we're just seeing the glide path come alive. I'm going to switch modes in the autopilot to the approach autopilot now, which will control the altitude, the speed. It'll track the ILS, keep that centered, and as the glide path comes in, it'll automatically let go the 2,000 or 3,000, pardon me, and we'll follow the glide path to the ground. I think we're going to get really lucky, and you'll be glad I uploaded the same approach again to watch how it's done smooth as glass. I better not, I'm touching wood when I'm saying that. We're not there yet, but I'm certainly hoping here. Say a little prayer for us here. It'll go as smooth as it should, and I would always went for me, but just chagrin, you know, it just didn't want to cooperate. Okay, there's the gear. I see the glide path is alive. I'm also going to take the last, well, not last, but certainly all the flap I need at this point. So I'm really putting a lot of drag on the aircraft, but I'm so stable. And this way here, the power is going to come up and it's going to push on us to keep us plowing through the air like this in a really nice, steady lift. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so it should be following the glide path down now. Trim down. Come on. You have to, this aircraft, if you've watched a few of these, I don't know what it is, you have to trim it down and lead it in the loss. You're trimming for how many feet per second or minute that you want to lose, and you almost have to lead the actual with the trim to hold this. Now it's going to recapture it, but in any aircraft I ever flew, this was never an issue, so I'm not sure what to make of that.
Orbit 6059er, clear for takeoff.
Maybe the French do it
126
differently.
left.
Bombardier.
Clear for takeoff. Runway 26 left.
I've definitely got it trimmed well down. You can see the runway directly in front of us. We're a little bit high, which is why they were both white. Now one is white and one is red. And that's because one right and one red means I'm right on it. And we're directly on the extended center line, and we're pretty much directly on the glide path now, so we've got a good lead on it.
70, cleared to land. Runway 26 left.
Clear to land, 26 left, thank you.
Cleared to land. Runway 26 left. Bombardier.
And this is what I call right on the nuggets. Here's your left nugget and your right nugget. And believe me, everything depends on them. Looking very nice here now. Hopefully I don't have to worry about the trim anymore, and I can put it back to flush. Looking very nice. This is a very nice approach. That's the Pacific Ocean. Off in the distance, that's actually Vancouver Island, surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. This is the Strait of Juan de Fuca, or Georgia Strait, whatever you like. This is still the mainland up here. The water kind of extends up there. Okay, all attention on our instruments here.
Approaching.
Beautiful approach
26
happening
left.
here. Nice and smooth. Couldn't ask for better. I'd give a student a definite A+ grade on this approach so far. Holding his localizer, holding the glide path. I'm slowly going to come over here and I'm going to disconnect the speed as soon as I know I have the runway made, because don't forget I have a lot of drag on it. It takes power to be pushing this thing through the air without just dropping. There's a lot of thrust involved here, so I want to make sure I got that runway made.
Bombardier, Juliet 70, go around.
Yeah, he's telling me to go around, and I'm saying, no, I'm not. This is a simulation, and I'm recording. There goes the speed. And the autopilot disconnect, and I'm going to flare out. And I'm going to keep it on the ground. And I'm going to release all my flaps. I got the feet on the brakes.
Bombardier, Juliet 70, please acknowledge.
No, I'm not going to acknowledge that. Sorry, that's not how you do it.
6059er,
But
contact Vancouver departure.
that was a perfect landing. And see what I mean about the program trying to hoop you every time? That was going to be a perfect landing, and he was going to tell me to go around and extend the length of this video, and I wasn't having it. So I'm just going to pause this right here, and we'll give you a little picture of the aircraft on the runway and blocking traffic as we depart this particular episode. But I'm pretty happy with that one, right up till, and you're going to have to laugh with me on this one. It just seems like it didn't matter what it was, whether it was a piece of my gear, whether it was a glitch in the program, whether it was kind of glitching out on me. something was going to ruin the end of this video, which was me on the ground, and you heard it right there. For no particular reason, they allowed an aircraft, knowing I'm on final, which would never happen, to get in my way. That would never happen. Only in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Go around. No thank you. I think if you enjoyed this, you're going to give me a thumbs up. Hey, what the heck? Give me a subscription too. We do not re-render. These are all live videos, so you're along for the ride, just like me. You're going to see my mistakes. That's the beauty of being live. I got to carry the banter live. I don't go over and re-record anything. Like I say, these are live recordings I upload at a true 2K. If you saw something you liked, you appreciate the graphics, or maybe you think you can learn anything from me, please give me a like on the way out, if not a full subscription and a like. And I thank you for watching. We'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.